Hello there. My name is Therese Lafleche, and I'm going to be with you every Thursday to talk travel, living abroad, anything to do with culture, travel, and expat life. So I thought it would be good to start today by introducing myself, giving you a little bit of my history. And I asked in the comments, so what I titled this was, I know you can, do you agree? So I'm going to tell you a bit of my story. And while I am telling you and introducing myself, I want you to think of yourself and where you would love to live. You know, if you close your eyes and just imagine your dream life, what is that location? Do you think you can get there? I know you can. And I'm sure that as you listen to my story, you're going to realize, holy jeepers, if she can do it, I can too. So my whole journey started actually when I was about 5 years old. And I remember going into my uncle's office and I saw a globe. Now, for a 5-year-old, it looked like the entire world was this tiny little ball. And at 5, you've got your whole life ahead of you, and life is super long. And I remember thinking to myself, I've got this long life. The earth is so small. I'm going to see it all. I'm going to get to know all the cultures. I really want to be like a citizen of the world, right? It wasn't that exact wording at 5 years old, but that was the idea. And I got so excited about it that I just knew in my heart, in my head, it was done. Now, everybody around me thought differently. I remember my parents always telling me to get my head out of the clouds. The adults around me didn't believe it was possible. And so I would be told to get my head out of the clouds, to put my feet on the ground, that, you know, we didn't come from a rich family, and so there's no way that I would be able to travel the world. Some people told me, well, you better marry rich if you want to have a lifestyle like that. But I knew that I could. And I'm stubborn by nature, and I hope you are too when you have dreams and you want to follow them. Anyhow, at 17, I moved 1,500 kilometers away from home on my own. And the following year, I moved again. The following year, I moved again. Fast forward, 33 years later, I have now moved 29 times. Every time that I had a place where I felt like I wanted to discover or I would dream about, I moved and I went there. Now, the thing with having like, this is my dream location, once you're there, you grow. I'm sure you've seen this with travel too. I mean, anytime you go on a vacation, if you see a new location, you get to, know the culture, the people that are there. You discover not only that new location, but you discover so much about yourself too, right? Maybe you have new preferences. You have new ways of doing things. You incorporate things that you know into the new way. I developed more patience even. And so with those 29 moves, I actually moved. So my first one was I was 17. I moved as a teenager. I was a single mother when I was 23. I received 0 in child support. I continued to move with my daughter. Together we lived in, oh my goodness, Vancouver, Toronto, Florida. She's in Paris. I'm in Brittany now. On her own, she lived in Australia. And now I am married and have a 12-year-old boy, and we have continued to travel and move. And so I wanted to give you a bit of my background so that you can see that, I mean, as a 17-year-old, I didn't have $50 in my savings account. I didn't, even have $50 in my checking account. And then as a single mother, I mean, there's a lot of responsibility there, and I didn't get any support. So regardless of what your financial situation is, regardless of what your familiar situation is, your cultural situation, everything is possible. Sometimes it'll be more challenging than others, right? Sometimes up until recently, I always got a job that would accommodate me being able to live in the location that I wanted to. So sometimes you have to think outside the box. Sometimes there's going to be obstacles that you have to go over or under or around. But if you have a dream of living somewhere else, I am here to tell you 1000% it is possible to do. As long as you want to, as long as you believe in yourself, then it is always possible. You're going to get to know me every Thursday and you're going to get a little bit more, but sometimes people don't think it is possible. It doesn't mean it isn't. And when I say some people, it can even be professionals. There was one time when what I wanted, I didn't have a lot of time to go through the process and do it. And I ended up talking to an immigration lawyer and I was told it wasn't possible. And I called 4 other immigration lawyers before I found one that helped me find the loopholes and helped me get to the destination I wanted to go to in the time frame I wanted to get there in. So a little bit of a introduction rant. Anyway, this is the first of our lives together. I would love to hear from you. I love talking and can talk for hours and hours about anything that has to do with travel, cultures, or moving. So if you have questions, doubts, topics you want me to address, then I would love for you to put it in the comments here or just create your own post within the group within the group as well. And, just post like, hey, Therese, I would love for you to cover this. And absolutely, I would do it with pleasure. So sending everybody love from France. And I would love to hear from you. What is your dream location and where are you living now? And if you're not in your dream location, when do you want to be there? All right, ask all the questions you want of me. I am here to help. Have a fantastic day.